Hello, it's Femi Fasa once again, and in today's video, I'll be sharing 5 important things you need to know before relocating to Canada. 2 weeks ago, I shared a video, that's my vlog on my journey to Canada, and I promised in that video that I will be sharing some other tips, and well, here it is. Before we go further, I understand that you might have seen some videos where some people said they regretted coming to Canada. Well, maybe if they had seen this video before now, there might have been a change of mind, or it might have had them plan and prepare better before coming to Canada. As we're about going to the number one thing you need to consider, make sure you like, subscribe, and share the video with people so that you can get to those that might need it and also help this channel grow. I trust I can count on you. Alright, smash the like button and let's do that. Number one point you need to know, you already know that, funds. You need money. And when I'm talking about money, I'm not talking about just any asset or whatever. I am talking about cash that you have access to spend. Processing your immigration to Canada is just the tip of the iceberg. The most important thing you need to worry about is settling down quickly. If you're lucky, especially if you have a family member who already resides in Canada, that might really cut down the cost of settling down, and it might really go a long way to help you settle down quickly. However, would you rather be a burden or have enough money for your own upkeep? Putting up with one of your friends or relatives will surely have a steep effect on their bills, because surely they now have to care for one more person and all that. And knowing that your time is your money here, it might not be something you want to do or put a burden on anyone. So I would advise planning carefully before embarking on that journey is the best thing to do. It might interest you to know that the rent for an average shared apartment is about 600 CAD, which is quite not likely you would get, right? And if you're going for an apartment, you're thinking of about something close to 2,000 CAD. That doesn't come easily. I'm talking about a monthly payment. So if you don't have a job, consider how you would survive paying let's say 600 CAD if you're lucky for a small apartment, a shared apartment. And if we're talking about an apartment, if you have a family, clearly you won't be able to go for the 600 CAD. And you're talking about 1,500, 1,600, 1,700, depending on the kind of apartment you find. Monthly is not a joke. Do the exchange rates and you would understand. Number 2, skill audit. I'm sure you're wondering, skill audit, what's the point? This is the part where you reflect on all the skills that you possess. I have seen several people who have had difficult time or challenges evaluating themselves or their skills. This might greatly hinder their chances, especially when they're trying to sell themselves to prospective employers. As employers sometimes do not always wait for you and to prepare. You need to be able to confidently talk about your skills so you can be able to get all the job opportunities there are available at that time. Creating a list of all the soft and hard skills that you have and having a clear understanding of these skills will help you in examining and determining the kind of jobs that you can do, as well as help you in job search. So number 3, job certification. Now you know your skills and the job that you want to really do in Canada. You need to be able to answer this yes or no questions. Is there a professional body for this field? Do you need a trade certificate to practice in this field? If yes to the question stated, do you know the process to evaluate your skills and get certified in order to practice? If the job that you are interested in requires certification, that means you need to go through the regulatory body in order to get certified. For example, teachers, doctors, nurses, etc., they need to get certified. Like at the point I was in my process of getting certified to teach in Manitoba, then I had to contact PCU, that's the regulatory body for certification in Manitoba. So you may check the link below if you're one of the people interested in or maybe teaching in Canada, especially Manitoba. You will see those links there. You will also see that of job bank and some other important links that you might need maybe to help you understand whether to evaluate your certificate. And if you also need more help in how to maybe check your skill audits using the job bank, as well as perhaps check whether you need certification, you can also check the link below. You will see all that. But let me know in the comment section whatever challenges you're having, whatever part that is not really clear to you regarding the skill audit as well as job certification. I can also see how I could help you with that too. Tip number 4, networking. As in, I can't overemphasize it. It's very important because making little effort to link up with friends, families, professional colleagues in virtual and physical setting could really give you a leverage, especially when seeking employment. Updating your profile and networking on LinkedIn could be a very simple and effective way to develop professional relationships that will also benefit your career. I've seen many immigrants who claim to have received or maybe gotten the very first professional reference in Canada through LinkedIn. There are other platforms such as WhatsApp, maybe Telegram, which has also been of benefit to people because they belong to one group or the other before arriving in Canada. And those groups really give them some important tips and guidance and how to, settle down quickly, or perhaps some little tips that might help give them leverage over others when seeking employment. At least you won't be a stranger in the new settlement. Tip number 5, independence. Are you one of those persons that like people doing everything for you? Well, you have to think again, because you will need to start to be self-reliant. For example, accurate reliance on agents to do things that are already being uploaded on website and you just need to read to do them might cost you a fortune here. In fact, you will mainly depend on your oral and written communication skills in many cases, especially now that we have COVID and that made physical interactions really difficult. I guess the reason for the English test now makes sense to me because, well, you need to really read a lot about some things, or perhaps you might need to make some calls, and the process, it's just important you're really prepared. Furthermore, the saying that your time is your money really applies there because there is no little job here. You will have to pay for the time people spend serving you. Now, bonus tips. I'm sure everybody likes bonus. You know what we call Jara. You want some, right? So there are a few bonus tips that I think you should also know. Firstly, the weather. Are you the kind of person that can't survive any little cold and you're the first person to fall ill? Well, you might need to look out for the province you're going to, as different provinces have different temperature and our winter could be drastic, or the harsh conditions. For example, Winterpeg. You know it as Winnipeg, right? But at least from the nickname Winterpeg, that tells you temperature can go as low as -40 and even higher. So you can imagine -40. Your freezer never got close to it. So think about that again. Weather is quite important, as well as taxes. Taxes are ridiculously high. There is no news about taxes because it's everywhere, but look around it. So before the money gets to you, the government already has a share out of your money, perhaps 40%, 40-something percent. But just be sure that you're ready for that kind of life. It comes with all the good things you see around comes with a fee, because the government will not steal to provide them. So you have to pay your taxes so that you get the perks of life. For example, free healthcare, free public school, road repairs, and so many other things. But the taxes gets to the government before the money gets to you. So that's quite interesting, right? Now, cost of living. I've talked about housing, talked about all that. I think this whole video today is all about how to keep you prepared for the cost of living that you're coming to experience. The phones, the networking, because the earlier you get a job, the easier it is for you to survive. As well as if you have phones, you have something to sustain you before that job comes. How would you survive without money? The heater when it's cold, the electricity bills, would you not use the electricity? The housing is the biggest bulk of what you would need to spend money on. The last bonus tip is culture shock. There's so many things that will be strange to you. For example, the driving, which you feel you know how to drive, you might need to learn a lot of driving habits that you're already used to and kind of accommodate yourself to what the province you're in. For example, in Manitoba, you will have to perhaps get your own driver's license. And in that process, that means you have to go for a written test. At the same time, you also have to go for a drive test. I wish you all the best of luck in being a learner again. Now, apart from that, there are other little things like accents, all the little things that you will also experience. But I'll let you be the judge. I believe this video has really helped you to perhaps reflect on all the things you would need and how to be fully prepared before boarding that flight. Before we go, remember to add one other thing if you've watched the video or if you've had a similar experience and you really want to share so that one or two people can learn from your experience. The most important thing is helping people before they make the same mistakes. So they don't make the same mistakes you've made. Share your tips, share your thoughts. If you feel there are other links you need or you can't find, you can also ask if somebody who's seen the comments could also be willing to help or share with you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share so that this video could get to those that will need them as well as help this channel to grow. I can count on you. Femi Fasa, sign out. And today I'll be sharing 5 important things you need to pay attention to.
That's okay.
5 important tips you need to pay attention. You need to know if you plan to relocate to Canada. Before we go there, I remember last week. It's 2 weeks ago, right?